Hello and welcome. Today's session will be focusing on the hips. So if you'd like to get a good stretch all around your hips, this is the session for you. Let's start in a seated position. We will start with the right shin in front of the left shin in a simple cross-legged position. But if you are someone who is already pretty flexible in their hips and want a little bit more, you can go ahead and take the right ankle on top of the left knee. As you can see here, this isn't a pose that I find very easy or where I'm very flexible, but you might find that this knee, the top knee, will go all the way down onto your bottom ankle. And if that is the case for you, then you might prefer this stretch. Otherwise, if like me, you need a little bit less, then simple cross-legged position, going to fold forwards and be here for a few breaths. So as you fold forwards, you might find that you are not able to go all the way down, and that is completely normal and completely okay. But if you can relax your head down, you might want to prop it up with your hands or making fists or having a yoga block. Just see where you feel that you are getting a decent amount of stretch into your hips. And then once you are settled, we'll be here for 3 more deep breaths. So nice and long inhalation in through the nostrils. A complete exhalation out of the nostrils. And 2 more times in. And out. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Gently start to lift yourself back up. Uncross the legs, bring the other shin in front. And again, remember that you have the option of going for this variation of the pose. This is actually a different pose, but if you need more to feel the stretch into your hips, that's an alternative. And again, maybe coming down part of the way, maybe coming down all the way. Trust that your body will let you know when it's enough. So if you feel enough sensations and you are part way down, then maybe that's where you want to be. Let's take a few more deep breaths. So as we breathe here, we are trying to allow the body to relax into the stretch and not resist the stretch. Couple more. Gently from here, lift yourself all the way back up and uncross the legs. Let's move on to the hands and the knees for a moment. So as you arrive onto your hands and knees, spread the fingers, take the knees underneath the hips. We'll do a few circles through the hips. So this is nice to release the lower back, but also to create some space into the hips. We'll go 5 circles in each direction, nice and easy. And switch direction, 5 circles. Last one. And then reset all the way back into the center. Tap the toes and lift the hips somewhere up into a downward facing dog. As we arrive into this first downward dog, see how the back of the legs are doing. So maybe if you need a little bit of movement, start to pedal on the spot. Think of elevating your sitting bones, elevating the front of your hips, while you ground down through the hands and all of the fingers. And then from your downward facing dog, settle for a moment into stillness. Your heels might not reach the ground, they might be around here, and that's okay. But if you can relax your heels in the direction of the floor, then do that. Look forward, step the right foot between the hands, left foot follows, and come up halfway. Sliding the hands up onto your knees or thighs, lengthen and project your chest forward. And soften the knees and fold forwards. On the next breath in, lift all the way up. Good, so we'll start here in our mountain pose. Take a few lunging sun salutations to help us open up the front of the hips. On the inhale, lift the arms up, gaze up. On the exhale, fold forwards, relax the head. Lift and lengthen, come up halfway. Bring the hands to the floor and step your right foot back. We'll go knee down first. So engaging the glutes, come up into a low lunge, reaching the arms up, maybe gazing up. As you exhale, bring the hands to the floor and step back into a downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift the right leg up into the air. Roll the hip open, bend the top knee, opening a little bit more through the front of the hips. And then step the right foot forwards, release the left knee down. Engage your glutes as you come up, low lunge. Bringing the hands to the floor, step forwards and forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. On the inhale, all the way to standing. On the exhale, the hands at the heart. Breathing in, lift the arms. Breathing out, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Hands to the mat, left foot goes back first this time. Left knee to the floor, inhale, we lift the arms, gazing up. Little opening here into the front of the hips. Hands to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up, roll the hip open. Think of the kneecap pointing up towards the ceiling. And then lightly step the left foot forwards. Release the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, the hands to the floor, step forwards, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift to standing. Exhale, the hands on the heart. Breathe in, lift the arms. Breathe out and forward fold. We'll lift and lengthen on the inhalation. Hands to the ground, this time step your right foot back. Keep the right knee lifted. The hands can be flat on the floor or up on fingertips. We'll bend and extend the back knee a few times. Next time your back knee is straight, hold it there, come up on fingertips. And really pushing down through your left foot, slowly come up into a high lunge. Here engage your glutes, especially here your right glutes, so that they can help releasing the front of your right hip. We'll take another breath here into a high lunge. And then release the hands to the floor and step back into a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the right leg back up. Roll the right hip open, bend the knee. Then step this time the right foot to the outside of your right hand for lizard. And we'll take a few movements rocking forwards and rocking back. If you are a little bit more flexible here, you can bring the forearms to the ground, maybe not. It does not matter, just feel where you are able to be and breathe. We'll press the hands back down to come up. Wiggle the right foot in between the hands. Looking forward, left foot steps all the way to the front and fold. Lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, the hands at the heart. Same, second side. Breathe in, lift the arms. Breathe out and fold. Lift and lengthen, look forwards. Hands to the mat, left foot back. Keep the knee lifted. Hands can be flat or up on fingertips. Bend and extend the back knee a few times. And then keep the back knee lifted, come up on fingertips. Really press down through your right foot for stability and then eventually come up into a high lunge. Remember to switch on the glutes of your back leg. One more long inhalation. And as you exhale, release the hands to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Roll the hip open, bend the knee. And then step that left foot outside of your left hand for lizard. And a few times rocking forwards, rocking back, maybe down on the forearms. Start to now press back up onto the hands, wiggle the left foot back in, and step the right foot forwards. Lift and lengthen on the inhale, forward fold on the exhale. Now inhale, lift all the way to standing, and exhale, the hands at the heart. Breathe in and lift the arms. Breathe out and forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Hands to the mat, this time step your right foot back. As you come up into a lunge, press down both feet, especially your front foot. And release the hands to the hips for a moment, turn and ground the back foot. So it's about 45 degrees into your warrior one. Lift the arms up, and then release the arms down and interlace the fingers behind your back. So a little bit of opening through your shoulders and chest, as well as through the hips. And again, here, feel that your right glutes are doing some work. You're grounding down through the outside edge of your back foot. So the little toe side of your right foot, press down. The back leg is strong, and so is the front leg. So the last inhalation, last exhalation, and then reach the arms all the way up, inhale. Hands to the ground, step back, down dog, exhale. Now on your next inhale, bend the knees and look forwards. Step or hop the feet between the hands. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold down, exhale. Inhale to come up. We'll go all the way back down on the exhale. Second side, lift and lengthen. Hands to the floor, step your left foot back. Coming up through your lunge. And then from here, hands to hips, turn and ground your back foot for warrior one. Left glutes on. Arms lift on the inhale. Arms release on the exhale, we interlace them behind the back. As we open up the chest, we engage the left glutes and press down the outside edge of that back foot. On the next breath in, lift the arms. Release the hands to the floor and step back, down facing dog. On the next inhale, lift the right leg up, roll the hip open, bend the knee. And then step the right foot forwards between the hands. Turn and ground the back foot for warrior two. As we hold warrior two, push down through both feet. Imagine you are stretching the mat apart between the 2 feet. Both legs feel strong. We'll go a little deeper now into the hip, reaching forwards, bring the right hand to the outside of your right foot. The hand can be up on fingertips, it can be down on the floor flat. You take the opposite arm into a diagonal line and stretch it far in line with the left foot. So a long diagonal line from the left fingertips to the left foot. Looking down, release the hands and step it back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Roll the hip, bend the knee. And then lightly step the foot forwards as you come up. Warrior two. This time the back foot again is parallel to the edge of the mat. Front foot points forwards. Warrior two. One last inhalation. One last exhalation. On your next inhale, reach forwards. Release the hand down for a side angle pose. Right fingertips in a diagonal line with the outside edge of your right foot. And then from here, look down and release the hand. Take both hands to the inside of your front foot and spin around to face the side of your mat. So we'll align the 2 feet so they're parallel nice and wide. We inhale and lift and lengthen the spine, and exhale and fold to let go of the head. On your next breath in, lift and lengthen one more time. But this time, turn the toes out and the heels in, bend the knees deeply, and bring the forearms to press into the inner legs. With the forearms, push the inner legs out and away from the center. With the inner legs, squeeze the elbows in as if they wanted to resist the action of the forearms. Now think of sending your sitting bones back, the crown of your head forwards, and hold. One last inhalation. As you exhale, release the hands, parallel the feet one more time, let go of the head. Lift and lengthen, look forwards. Now turn just your right toes out to the side of the room, out to the corner of the mat in fact, and then come down into a single side squat. And it doesn't matter how low you go. You can stay quite high up, or if you have more flexibility, you can come all the way down, or somewhere in between. We're targeting inner leg, inner portion of the hips. And then coming over to the second side. If your inner legs are tight, maybe this is where you are. If you have a little more range here, you can come down lower. Now we'll work into the side lunge one more time on each side. So go over to the first foot, hold. Remember, you do not need to necessarily be quite low to feel it. Maybe being here is way enough. And then over to the second side. Now from where you are, spin around, face the front, hands to the floor, and step back into down dog. Take a breath in for your down dog. As you breathe out, drop the knees and take a seat. We'll do one more thing for the hips, working into the outside of your hips now. So we'll start with the right knee into the chest, left leg extended, and we'll take this right leg across the body. And as we stretch it out, we can take the left hand on to the back of the knee, or maybe you can go and catch the big toe if that is within reach. Trying to keep both shoulders fairly relaxed into the ground. Now here our target point is the outer hip. I bet you can feel that. So you take another 3 deep breaths, know that there is an end and it's coming soon. One more inhale. Exhale. And then release, come back to center. Same thing, second side. Left leg goes out to the side. Just 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Especially if it's intense, focus on breathing deeply. One last inhale. And exhale back to center. Good, release. We'll take one final pose, happy baby. So knees down towards the armpits, soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. You can catch the outside edges of the feet or the inside of the feet and pull down with the knees towards the floor, towards the armpits, while the soles of the feet face the ceiling, a little bit like a squat on the ceiling. And then from where you are, release the position. Rock yourself all the way up into a seated position. And if you do have time to lie flat on your back, take a few minutes of Shavasana. Otherwise, at least a few moments in a seated position, just sitting quietly. Namaste.